God says, stop here. I have a surprise for you. God message. God tells you God helps guiding flame. God's pray. Have you been feeling tired, confused, or ready to give up? Then this message is not an accident. God is speaking to you today. Before you scroll away, stop here for a moment. Take a deep breath. Because heaven has something important to tell you. God says, my child, I have seen every tear you cried in silence. I know the battles you never told anyone about. I know the nights you stayed awake wondering if things would ever change. You thought I was silent, but I was working behind the scenes. You thought the delay meant rejection, but I was preparing a blessing bigger than you imagined. God says, a surprise is coming into your life. A door you thought was closed forever will suddenly open. A burden you carried for too long is about to become lighter. I am sending help, healing, peace, and unexpected favor. But first, I needed you to stop. Stop doubting yourself. Stop listening to fear. Stop believing that your story is over. God says, you are not forgotten. You are chosen. Even in your weakest moment, my hand is still upon you. There are people praying for the miracle you are about to receive. There are blessings chasing you that you cannot yet see. And what looked impossible yesterday will become your testimony tomorrow. Do not let disappointment harden your heart. Do not let delays destroy your faith. The storm did not come to break you. It came to prepare you for the next chapter of your life. God says, I am guiding your steps, even when the road feels dark. I will send the right people at the right time. I will remove what no longer belongs in your life. And I will restore the peace you lost. This season of pain will not last forever. Joy is coming. Restoration is coming. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. So today, choose faith over fear. Choose prayer over panic. Choose hope over despair. And remember this. God's timing is never late. What He promised, He will fulfill. Type Amen if you believe God has a surprise waiting for you. And never forget, you are deeply loved, guided, and protected. The moment you heard this message, something shifted in the spirit. Because God wanted to remind you that your life is not controlled by fear, failure, or the opinions of people. God says, my child, you have been carrying too much on your shoulders. You keep trying to fix everything alone, while I am waiting for you to place your worries into my hands. You cry in private, but still encourage others. You feel weak, yet you continue fighting every day. And because of your faithfulness, I am about to reward your endurance. There were times when you asked, God, where are you? But heaven heard every word. Even during the silence. God was protecting you from battles you never saw. There were things meant to break you, but His mercy blocked them. There were traps set against your future, but His hand covered you. God says, I know you feel delayed, but you are not denied. The blessing is still yours. The promise still stands. Do not compare your journey to others. Some people receive quickly. Others are prepared slowly because their calling is greater. And you? You are being prepared for something powerful. God says, the pain taught you wisdom. The waiting taught you patience. And the struggle built a strength inside you that no enemy can destroy. Very soon, the same people who ignored you will be shocked by what God does in your life. Not because you chased revenge, but because God honors those who continue walking by faith. A breakthrough is forming quietly. Doors are opening behind the scenes. Answers are moving toward you even now. God says, do not quit in the middle of your miracle. You are closer than you realize. The enemy wanted you distracted and exhausted. But God is restoring your energy, your confidence, and your peace. This next season will feel different. You will notice new opportunities, new connections, new favor, and a new sense of purpose awakening inside you. God says, I am turning your pain into power, your scars into strength, and your story into inspiration for others. So hold on a little longer. Pray one more time. Believe one more time. Because the surprise God has prepared for you will be worth every battle you survived. There is a reason this message keeps finding you. God does not repeat something unless it is important for your spirit to hear. God says, my child, the season you are entering will not look like the season you survived. You have walked through disappointment. You trusted people who hurt you. You gave your heart to situations that drained your peace. And at times, you wondered if life would ever become lighter. But God says, the chapter of constant struggle is coming to an end. What was sent to weaken you actually made you stronger. The pressure did not destroy you. It prepared you. Every tear carried a lesson. Every delay carried protection. Every closed door carried a hidden purpose. God says, I was saving you from things you could not see. I was guiding you away from what would have harmed your future. Right now, heaven is arranging things in your favor. People are being moved. Opportunities are being aligned. And answers are being released at the perfect time. Do not lose faith because the process feels slow. A seed grows underground before anyone sees the result. And in the same way, your breakthrough has been growing in silence. God says, you are about to witness a sudden shift. The fear that kept attacking your mind will begin to lose its power. The confusion that surrounded you will be replaced with clarity. And the heaviness you carried for so long will start lifting from your spirit. This is why the enemy tried so hard to discourage you. Because your future carries light. Your story carries purpose. And your testimony will inspire people who are close to giving up. God says, I did not choose you because you were perfect. I chose you because even after everything you faced, you still kept believing. That faith, even the small amount you have left, matters more than you know. So stop speaking defeat over your life. Stop calling yourself forgotten. Stop believing that nothing good can happen for you. God says, better days are ahead. Peace is ahead. Healing is ahead. And the surprise I promised is already on its way. One phone call can change your situation. One opportunity can change your future. One moment of favor can erase years of struggle. Stay close to God in this season. Pray even when it feels difficult. Trust even when you cannot see the full picture. Because soon, you will look back at this painful season and realize God was carrying you the entire time. God says, "My child, you have spent too much time worrying about things I already have under control." You keep asking yourself, "What if nothing changes? What if I fail? What if the blessing never comes?" But today, God wants you to replace those fears with faith. Because what is coming into your life will remind you that God has never abandoned you. There were moments when you felt invisible. Moments when nobody checked on you. Moments when your heart was breaking silently while the world kept moving. Yet even then, God was near. God says, "I heard the prayers you whispered through tears. I saw the pain you tried to hide behind your smile. And I have not forgotten a single thing you asked me for." The waiting season has been difficult because you could not see what heaven was preparing. While you were struggling, God was strengthening you. While you were crying, God was building your future piece by piece. Sometimes God removes people because they cannot go where He is taking you. Sometimes He closes doors because greater ones are ahead. And sometimes He allows delays because the blessing needs perfect timing. God says, "Do not mistake silence for absence. Even when you could not feel me, I was guiding your steps." A major change is approaching your life. Not by accident. Not by luck. But by divine timing. The thing that once caused you stress will soon become the reason you thank God the most. The battle that almost broke you will become proof of your strength. God says, "You are stronger than you think. You survived days that should have destroyed your peace. And because you kept going, I am about to restore what you lost. New beginnings are coming. New peace is coming. New opportunities are coming. And this next blessing will feel different because it will arrive after a season of pain, patience, and prayer. Do not rush ahead of God. Do not lose hope because of what you see today. Everything can change in a single moment when God moves. God says, "I am opening doors no person can shut. I am making a path where there seemed to be none. And I am preparing a surprise that will remind you that miracles still happen." So keep praying. Keep believing. Keep moving forward with faith. Because your story is not ending in defeat. It is ending in victory, healing, and purpose. God says, "My child, you are entering a season where everything will begin to make sense." For a long time, you questioned the pain. You questioned the delays. You questioned why certain people walked away from your life. But soon, you will understand why God protected you through separation, silence, and struggle. Some battles were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to reveal the strength God placed inside you. God says, "You thought you were falling apart, but I was rebuilding you. You thought you were losing, but I was teaching you how to endure." There is a blessing attached to your perseverance. A reward connected to the nights you kept praying even when nothing seemed to change. The enemy wanted your mind filled with fear. wanted your heart filled with hopelessness, wanted you to believe that your future would never improve. But God says, the attack against you will not succeed. What I promised for your life will still happen. No delay can cancel it. No opinion can stop it. And no obstacle is greater than my power. Right now, things may still feel uncertain. You may still have questions. You may still be carrying worries nobody knows about. But heaven is already moving. God is arranging conversations you have not heard yet, opening doors you cannot see yet, and placing favor over your name in places you never expected. God says, do not give up now. You are standing closer to your breakthrough than ever before. The pain that once kept you awake at night will slowly lose its grip on your life. Peace will return to your heart. Joy will return to your spirit. And hope will rise again inside you. This next chapter will not look like the last one. Where there was confusion, there will be clarity. Where there was heaviness, there will be peace. Where there was lack, there will be provision. God says, I am restoring your confidence. I am healing hidden wounds. And I am preparing blessings that will arrive at the right moment. Never think your prayers were wasted. Every prayer reached heaven. Every tear was noticed. Every moment of faith mattered. One day, you will look back at this season and realize that God was guiding every step, even when the road felt dark. So continue trusting Him. Continue walking forward. And continue believing in what God can do. Because the surprise He has prepared for you is closer than you think. God says, my child, stop carrying guilt for things I already forgave. You keep replaying old mistakes in your mind. You keep thinking your past disqualifies you from a better future. But God wants you to understand something today. Your failures do not cancel His purpose for your life. The enemy keeps reminding you of who you used to be, because he is afraid of who you are becoming. God says, I am not finished with you. There is still greatness inside you. There is still purpose attached to your name. You may feel tired from fighting silent battles. You may feel worn down from disappointment after disappointment. But heaven is asking you not to lose hope now. Because this is the season where hidden prayers begin to receive visible answers. God says, what I am about to do in your life will surprise even you. The door that refused to open before will suddenly open with ease. The situation that caused you stress for months will begin to turn around. The sadness that followed you for so long will slowly be replaced with peace. God has seen your patience. He has seen your kindness. He has seen how you kept moving forward even when your heart felt heavy. And now, restoration is coming. Not everything lost will remain lost. Not every broken season will stay broken forever. God says, I know the desires hidden deep in your heart. I know the dreams you stopped talking about because you feared disappointment. But I placed those dreams inside you for a reason. Do not bury your faith because of fear. Do not let temporary pain convince you that your future is hopeless. A shift is happening. You may not see it fully yet. But things are changing behind the scenes. God is removing distractions. Removing toxic influences. Removing delays that no longer belong in your path. And in the middle of all this, He is teaching you to trust Him more deeply than before. God says, "You asked me for strength, and I carried you through difficult seasons. You asked me for growth, and I taught you through challenges. Now prepare yourself, because the blessing is approaching. Soon, you will smile without forcing it. Soon, you will wake up with peace instead of anxiety. Soon, you will understand why God told you to wait. Until then, keep praying. Keep believing. Keep standing strong in faith. Because what God has prepared for you is greater than the pain you went through to reach it." God says, "My child, the reason the battle has been so intense is because your future is valuable. The enemy does not fight empty things. He fights purpose. He fights destiny. He fights the calling placed on your life. That is why you felt attacked in your mind. That is why peace seemed difficult to hold on to. That is why so many things tried to drain your energy and faith. But hear this clearly today. You are still standing. After all the disappointment, you are still here. After all the tears, you are still breathing. After all the nights you almost gave up, you kept going. And God says, that strength did not come from you alone. I was carrying you through every storm. There were moments you thought nobody cared. Moments when you felt forgotten and alone. But heaven never stopped watching over you. God says, I protected you from dangers you never noticed. I blocked attacks you never saw. And I kept you alive for a reason. You are not here by accident. Your life has meaning. Your pain has purpose. And your future still carries promise. Do not allow temporary struggles to convince you that God has abandoned you. Some seasons are difficult because they are shaping you for greater responsibility. A stronger version of you is being born through this process. God says, I am teaching you patience. I am teaching you wisdom. And I am teaching you to depend on me instead of fear. Very soon, something unexpected will shift in your favor. The opportunity you thought you missed may return in a better form. The answer you waited for may arrive suddenly. And the peace you prayed for will begin to settle over your life. This is not the end of your story. This is the chapter where healing begins. This is the chapter where your faith becomes stronger than your fear. God says, do not let bitterness grow inside your heart. Forgive what hurt you. Release what drained you. And trust me with what you cannot control. The blessing coming into your life will require a peaceful heart, a clear mind, and renewed faith. So keep walking forward. Even small steps matter. Even quiet prayers matter. Even the faith you have left right now matters. Because heaven is still writing your story. And the surprise God prepared for you will arrive at the perfect time. God says, my child, you have cried enough over things that were never meant to stay in your life forever. Some people were only part of a season. Some struggles came only to teach you lessons. And some delays happened because I was protecting you from choosing the wrong path. You may not have understood it at the time. But one day you will thank God for the doors He closed. God says, "If I removed something from your life, it is because I have something better prepared for you." Do not keep chasing what God already told you to release. Do not hold on to pain that heaven is trying to heal. This season is about transformation. The old version of you, the version filled with fear, self-doubt, and constant worry, is slowly fading away. And a stronger, wiser, more peaceful version is rising. God says, "You are becoming the person you prayed to become." The process has not been easy. Growth never is. There were lonely nights. There were moments of confusion. There were days you smiled outside while carrying battles inside. But through it all, God kept you moving forward. Even when your faith felt weak, He gave you strength. Even when your heart felt broken, He gave you another reason to keep going. God says, "The pressure was not meant to crush you. It was meant to prepare you." Very soon, you will notice a shift in your spirit. Things that once disturbed your peace will no longer control your emotions. People who once distracted you will lose their influence over your life. Because God is teaching you to protect your peace and focus on your purpose. New beginnings are approaching. New opportunities are forming. And blessings are moving toward your life quietly, even now. Do not lose hope just because everything has not happened yet. A flower does not bloom the day the seed is planted. God says, "Trust my timing. What I have planned for you is worth waiting for. The future ahead of you is brighter than the pain behind you. And the lessons from this difficult season will help guide you into a better chapter." Soon, your tears will turn into gratitude. Your stress will turn into peace. And your waiting season will turn into a testimony. So stay close to God. Keep praying. Keep believing. Because the surprise He promised is already making its way into your life. God says, "My child, you are closer to your breakthrough than you realize." The enemy keeps trying to make you feel stuck because he knows your season is changing. He wants you to quit right before the blessing arrives. He wants you to lose faith right before the door opens. But God says, "Do not stop now. You have come too far to turn back." Every difficult moment you survived built strength inside you. Every delay taught you patience. Every disappointment pushed you closer to depending on God instead of people. And now, heaven is preparing to lift the weight you have been carrying. God says, "I know your heart is tired. I know there are prayers you have repeated many times. But I need you to trust me a little longer." Sometimes the greatest miracles happen when people feel like giving up. Sometimes the biggest blessings arrive after the hardest battles. This is why you cannot let fear control your thoughts anymore. The negative voices saying, "Nothing will change," are not speaking your future. God says, "I am still writing your story. And the ending will be filled with purpose, peace, and restoration." You are not behind in life. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. Your journey is simply unfolding in God's timing. Soon, things that once felt impossible will begin to fall into place. Confusion will turn into clarity. Stress will turn into peace. And sadness will slowly lose its power over your life. God says, the storm will not last forever. Joy is coming after this season of pain. There are blessings ahead that will make you realize why certain doors had to close. Why certain people had to leave. And why certain prayers were delayed. One day, you will understand that God was protecting your future the entire time. So stop speaking defeat over yourself. Stop believing the lie that your best days are behind you. Your best chapter has not even started yet. God says, I am preparing unexpected favor. Unexpected healing. Unexpected opportunities. And unexpected peace. The next season of your life will require courage, faith, and trust. Because the blessing coming into your life will be bigger than the fear that tried to stop you. So keep walking with God. Keep choosing faith over fear. And remember this every day. What God has planned for you. No obstacle, no delay, and no person can take away. God says, my child, after everything you have been through, this is not the end of your story, this is the beginning of a new chapter. You cried, but you did not quit. You struggled, but you kept moving forward. You faced battles that nobody knew about, yet you still held on to faith. And heaven honors that. God says, I was with you in every painful moment. I was with you in every lonely night. And I will also be with you in the season of joy that is coming. The waiting season is ending. The heavy season is lifting. And the chapter ahead will carry peace, healing, and restoration. Soon, you will wake up without the same fear weighing on your heart. Soon, you will smile again without forcing it. Soon, you will look around and realize that God truly answered the prayers you once cried over. The blessing coming into your life will not only change your situation. It will change you. You will become stronger, wiser, more peaceful, and more confident in the purpose God placed inside you. God says, no pain was wasted. Every battle shaped you into the person you are becoming. One day, your story will inspire someone else to keep believing. Your testimony will remind others that God never abandons His children. So walk into this new season with faith. Leave fear behind. Leave bitterness behind. Leave hopelessness behind. Because God is leading you toward brighter days. And when the surprise finally arrives, you will understand why God asked you to trust Him through every storm. God says, the best is not behind you. The best is still ahead. May peace fill your heart. May strength guide your steps. And may God's favor follow you wherever you go. This message found you for a reason. Carry it with faith, and remember. You are loved. You are guided. And your future is still full of hope.